Welcome back to Blues Baseball. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here on Father's Day. The SLO Blues taking on the Santa Barbara Foresters. Game will start here in just a second, but before we do that, a little look at the lineup for the Foresters and the fielding for the Blues here in the first. To start it off for the Foresters, Marcus Grease will hit leadoff, followed by Sawyer Farr, Carter Rutenbar, and Brady Januesk in the cleanup spot. Wylan Nelson, Kurt Ippolito, Chris Newstrom, Zane Becker, 8th, and Christian Turner rounding it off in the 9th. Look over at the fielding for the Blues. CJ Moran over there at first, followed by Diego Murillo at second. Cutter Gage Webb playing shortstop today, and Brendan Comerford over at third. The outfield from left to right, Dom Nahar, Cesar Chavez, and Tate Blasey. The battery for today, Miles Mater and Cooper Fulbright on the mound. Mason Ashlock, the designated hitter. Yesterday, an exciting but unforgettable game. The Blues losing that 13-game winning streak against the Orange County Riptide. They lost yesterday 10-6 to the Riptide. Spencer Gallimore started off the game for the Blues, and we saw quite a pitching rotation as the Blues fought to come back. The Riptide had a dynamic first inning, and the Blues had a little bit of a burst in the 7th, but it wasn't enough to get back the runs that they had lost. We saw Spencer Gallimore, Bryce Padilla, Matthew Bencourt, and Gavin Constantine come to the plate. Constantine pitched in that last inning. We saw him come in last year a couple of times, but his first appearance on the mound for the Blues this season. The count 1-1 to the leadoff batter, Marcus Grease. On the mound for the Blues today is Cooper Fulbright. The pitch inside. Grease spins out of the way. The count 3-1. Fulbright outside, and he'll walk the first batter of the game here at 2:03 p.m. Marcus Grease will take first on a walk, and that'll bring up Sawyer Farr. Little look at Fulbright. Redshirted his first season at Texas A&M, originally from Missouri City, Texas. His debut here at Sinsheimer, he played against the Academy Barons. Off goes Grease towards second. The throw down will be in time. They got him. Caught stealing. Going to second. Miles Mater in the squat. Throws it down to Cutter Gage Webb over on second base for the first out of the day. Called strike to Sawyer Farr. The count 1-1. And that'll be the third strike to Sawyer Farr. Fulbright sits down his first batter at Sinsheimer. The designated hitter in that 3-spot, Carter Rutenbar, to the plate. looking to make something happen here in the first. The pitch. It'll be high for ball number 1. As I was saying, Fulbright pitched against the Academy Barons, swung on for strike number 1. On Thursday of this week, just a couple of days ago, he pitched in the 4th inning. He faced 4 batters with 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 ground out, and 1 runner left on base. Swung on and hit to third base. Brendan Comerford with a little spin, sends it over to CJ Moran at first, and Fulbright faces the minimum. We will take a look at the Blues lineup and the Santa Barbara's fielding when we get back in the bottom of the first inning. The Blues looking to make something happen. Welcome back to the Blues streaming network here in the bottom of the first inning. Cooper Fulbright started off on the mound for the Blues. He faced just the minimum, which has taken us here into the bottom of the first inning. Cutter Gage Webb at the plate. First pitch high for a ball. Trent Roach on the mound for the Foresters. Trent Roach from UC Berkeley. This is his 5th appearance as a Forester. Swung on and sent to right field, but that'll fall straight in to the hands of Brady Januisk for out number 1. Trent Roach will be going into his sophomore year in the fall. Look at his freshman year. He appeared in 16 games, started 5 of them, pitched 30 2/3 innings, 22 strikeouts, 7 walks, an ERA of 2.93 as he faces the catcher Miles Mader. Mader behind the plate today. Last night, we saw him come in and that ball going down the right field line, that's going to fall foul for him. Last night, Mader as the designated hitter. Also hitting in that number 2 spot. We actually see a pretty similar lineup to last night's. The first 4 guys all the same. It's Cutter, Gage, Webb, Miles, Mater, Caesar, Chavez, and Brendan Comerford. We'll get a better look at that lineup in just a second here. That ball is swung on and sent foul over the first base dugout. Mater, a Hoosier at Indiana University. Pitch swung on and sent to the backstop. He'll take off for first, and he'll make it. Drop third. We'll put Mater on first. Let's take a look at the Blues lineup. As I mentioned, Cutter, Gage, Webb leading it off. Miles Mater there in the 2. Caesar Chavez, who we'll see in just a second. Brendan Comerford hitting in the cleanup spot, followed by Moran, Ashlock, and Blasey Domnahar in the 8th, and Diego Murillo in the 9th. On the mound, Cooper Fulbright. The first pitch to Murillo. Swung on and sent up the line right to the shortstop, who will toss it to second baseman, will touch second, and over to the first baseman. A double play to end the inning. No score, and Trent Roach faces the minimum. 6 batters faced in the first inning for both teams as we go into the second. Cooper Fulbright on the mound for the Blues, and he'll face Brady Janusek. He'll swing on for strike number 1 here in the top of the second inning. Both pitchers for Santa Barbara and SLO facing the minimum. Big swing for strike number 2. Quickly, Fulbright ahead of the count. Fulbright walked the first batter in the top of the first inning before he was thrown out for strike number 1. As he sends that one to second base, that'll be fielded by Murillo, who will toss it to Moran for an easy out number 1. Fulbright, as I mentioned, faced just 3 batters. Here's his second after recording 1 out to the first. A ground out to second by Janusek. Recorded a strikeout in the first inning as that one's chopped down the first base line, but Fulbright will grab it and take it himself, stepping on first base. Moran just watching him do it. Impressed by his pitcher's athletic ability to grab that ball. That'll bring up Kurt Ipolodio, hitting in that 6th spot. That'll be the 3rd batter, coming up with 2 outs and no runners on. Pitch to Ippolito. That'll be a called strike number 1. That'll be slapped over to Murillo once again at second. He'll pick it up and underhand toss it to Moran at first. 1, 2, 3 once again for Fulbright. Another short inning here in the top of the 2nd. It's always a fun one against the Santa Barbara Foresters. A little bit of a battle of the Central Coast. The Blues will look to make something happen in the bottom of the 2nd when we get back. In that 4 spot will lead it off for the Blues here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Trent Roach faced just the minimum in the 1st. Cutter Gage Webb with the fly out to right in a double play. That got out Mater and Chavez to end it off. The first pitch, a called strike to Comerford. Comerford sitting in that cleanup spot now. We saw him a lot at third baseman hitting third. Second pitch, a called strike. Trying to figure out a balance with Comerford, and that is strike number 3 swinging, and that'll sit down Comerford for the first out of the bottom of the 2nd inning, bringing up CJ Moran. Moran who hit 7th in last night's game, moving his way up a little bit to 5th. The Torero from USD. First pitch. Inside, that'll be a ball to Moran. Moran previously played at San Diego State University as an Aztec. Pitch is swung on and sent to the left side. That'll drop in. And Brendan Comerford will land safely on first base. That'll bring up Mason Ashlock, the designated hitter for today, hitting in that 6th spot. Hit in the 6th spot as well yesterday, playing right field. The pitch to Ashlock. That'll be a called strike. The count 0-1. CJ Moran over at first, 1 out on the inning. In the middle of the lineup, pitch low and inside, the count 1-1 with 1 out and 1 runner on. Ashlock from Dripping Springs, Texas. Moran goes for second, and the tag will be in time. Moran caught stealing by Zane Becker. The count even now with 2 outs to Ashlock. Pitch way outside for ball number 2. The deuce is now wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch is swung on. Apologies, now it's 2-2. Scratch that, 3-2. Full count now to Ashlock. The pitch swung on and chopped to the second baseman, who gloves it and tosses it. And that will be it for the top of the 3rd inning. Once again, 1-2-3. Sorry, the bottom of the 2nd inning. The 1st and 2nd inning between both the Santa Barbara Foresters and SLO Blues go down with just 9 batters. Sorry, make that 12 as we go into the 4th. Chris Newstrom starting off for Santa Barbara here on the top of the 3rd inning. The game still scoreless. Cooper Fulbright has faced the minimum in both the 1st and 2nd, and Trent Roach has done the same. Strike number 1 to Newstrom. The pitch outside. The top of the 2nd inning started with Brady Janusek. A ground out to 2nd, followed by a dribbler to the pitcher, who took it to first himself and a ground out once again to end the inning. Pitch is low for ball number 2. The Blues looking to get a win after falling to the Orange County Riptide yesterday. Swung on for strike number 2, the count even. The loss ended their 13-game winning streak. The pitch in the dirt, blocked by Mater. The count full to Newstrom. And that'll be ball number 4. He'll take first base. The second leadoff walk for the Santa Barbara Foresters in the game so far. The first coming from the first inning to Marcus Grease, who was caught stealing. But that'll bring up the number 8 batter, Zane Becker. The pitch, high and outside. Zane Becker, the catcher for today, as Fulbright sends it over to first in a pickoff attempt. Throw over again to CJ Moran over there at first. Little hop to catch the ball. Swung on and sent into the Little League field over on the home dugout side of the field. Zane Becker, an Aggie at Texas A&M. Count 1-1. Throw over again to Newstrom over at first. No tag will be applied. The Pacific Coastliner speeds past as Fulbright sends in the next pitch. Newstrom takes off for second, but that ball will fall foul. And he will walk his way back to first base. The count 1-2. Becker behind 1-2. The pitch hits him in, looks like the shoulder area. And he will take first base, sending Newstrom over to second. Christian Turner, the number 9 batter, up to the plate. Zane Becker gets on after a hit by pitch, and Newstrom on after drawing a walk. The pitch, he shows bunt, pulls back, but that'll be a called strike 1. Christian Turner's 7th game as a Forester. He's hitting 308 on the season. 1 runner in scoring position for the Foresters. The pitch. That'll be a called strike 2, quickly behind in the count. On second is Newstrom, on first Becker. Fans yelling hot sauce. Looking for that strikeout. The pitch is swung on, and that one is sent over the third base line. Turner not wanting to go down easy here. The pitch. That'll be called strike number 3 to Turner. Fulbright sits him down with 2 runners on and the top of the order looming. Marcus Grease will step to the plate, the leadoff batter in his first at-bat. He was walked and then caught stealing for the first out of the day. He comes to the plate now with 2 runners on and 1 in scoring position. Newstrom dancing over on second, and he goes. He'll throw it. Mater will throw it down to third, but that ball will be off of the bag, and Newstrom will run in on an error. The first run scored in the 3rd inning by the Santa Barbara Foresters. That'll be a stolen base to get to third and an error to score. Comerford with a diving attempt to grab that ball, but unable to. Zane Becker takes his way to second. The count now 2-0. The pitch. Big swing for strike number 1 to the leadoff batter. His 11th game as a Forester, hitting .419 on the season, 9 RBIs. Committed to Texas Christian University, where he'll go in the fall. That ball is low for the 3rd ball. The count 3-1, 1 out and 1 runner on. Fulbright looking over to second. The pitch will go home, and that'll be ball 4, the 2nd walk for Grease in the day. He'll take first base. The pitching coach, Brian Trainer, will come out to the mound. Majority of the infield will meet him there to talk to Cooper Fulbright, calm him down a little bit. Cutter Gage Webb will stay over on second. Brian Trainer will head back to the dugout, and Cooper Fulbright will look to finish this out as he faces Sawyer Farr. Runners on first and second. The pitch is swung on and sent to shallow left center field. That ball will fall, and Cesar Chavez will glove it. He'll send it to CJ Moran over near the pitching mound, but it will not be in time. Zane Becker will come home. An RBI single for Sawyer Farr. Zane Becker comes in on an RBI single to left center field. Marcus Grease stands on second and Sawyer Farr on first as that ball is fouled off the third base side. That'll be strike number 1 to Rutenbar. Rutenbar with a ground out to finish off the inning in his first at bat. Sawyer Farr stands on first. He'll take off for second as Grease takes off for third. And a third down from Mater to Brendan Comerford will get him out. Caught stealing once again today. Second time getting on from a walk and second time getting out from a stealing attempt. This time to third. And that'll be 2 outs. Sawyer Farr stands on first. He'll record a stolen base. And Carter Rutenbar to the plate with 1 ball and 1 strike. In the dirt, gets a little bit away from Mater as Farr takes third. Mater talking to his pitcher, calming him down as a runner stands now 90 feet away from home. The Foresters already having scored 2 in this inning. Count 2-1, 2 outs. A runner on third. The pitch is swung on for strike number 2. The deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs on the game. The pitch is high. Mater will hold on to it. Count runs full. Rutenbar, the 6th batter to come to the plate in this inning. Pitch swung on, and that is strike number 3. Fulbright gives up just 1 hit in that inning, but the Foresters score 2. They leave 1 runner on. The Blues now trailing by 2 as we take you guys into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tate Blasey leads it off here in the bottom of the third inning. The Blues now trailing by 2. The first pitch to Blasey is swung on for strike number 1. In the top of the third inning, Chris Newstrom and Zane Becker, the leadoff and second batter for the inning, score off of just 1 hit and 2 walks. Blasey fouls that one off for strike number 2. Looking to make something happen here with the 7th, 8th, and 9th batters due up. He fouls that one off over the first base side. Blasey last appeared in the game on Friday, but that will be swung on for strike number 3, and Roach will sit down the first batter of the inning. That'll bring up Dom Nahar, the left fielder for the Blues today, hitting in that 8th spot. Nahar, who we've seen rotate quite a bit with Jake Hicksonbaugh, Ashlock, Becker, Chavez, Suzuki in the outfielding positions. First pitch to him is a ball. Swings and hits that one high in the infield. It looks like that one it'll drop in the field, but just along the fence. No one will glove it. And that'll be strike number 1. Nahar last played against the Philippine baseball group on Friday. Came in the 7th inning for Jake Hicksonbaugh. Fights that one off over the first base side. In his only at bat of the game, he recorded a fly out to center field. Starts this game here today. And strike out looking to Nahar. 2 strikeouts recorded by Trent Roach in this inning. His 3rd strikeout so far. Sat down Mason Ashlock in the bottom of the 2nd inning for the 3rd out. That'll bring up Diego Murillo, the second baseman, hitting 9th. Cutter Gage Webb, the leadoff, on deck. No runners on, 2 outs. The pitch is swung on and sent down the second base line, but that will fall foul almost into the Blues bullpen. Murillo, who batted 9th yesterday, also playing second base. A sac fly in his first at bat, walked in his second. An RBI ground out in his 3rd, and he hits that one right down the third base line. That'll fall far down left field, but he will take his way to second base. The first runner in scoring position for the Blues today, coming from the number 9 batter, Diego Murillo. That'll bring us to the top of the lineup. Cutter Gage Webb will look to make something happen with a runner in scoring position. Diego Murillo stands on second. Webb swings and sends that one into the parking lot. Murillo with 2 stolen bases on the season. Count 0-1 to Webb. The ball fouled off once again on the third base side. That's 2 strikes to Webb. He flew out to right field in his first at-bat. The second time in the game that the Blues have come to the top of the order. Murillo stands over on second. Webb slices that one down the third base line, but it'll be foul. Battling with 2 outs and a runner on. Looking to put the Blues on the board and do something about that gap. Count 0-2. Pitch. It'll be high and outside for ball number 1 to Webb. Webb, who also hit leadoff in last night's game, walked in his first and had 2 hits in the 7th and 9th, scoring on both of them. Count 1-2. Murillo on second. He swings and sends that one once again over the third base side, foul. Staying alive in this at bat. On deck, Miles Mater. The catcher has taken his knee pads off. He's got lots of confidence in his leadoff teammate. The ball swung on this time over the third base side. What a surprise. Webb making Roach pitch in this at-bat. A very competitive 2-out appearance for Webb. The pitch. Swung on and sent right up the middle. The second baseman stops it before it falls too far into center field. Murillo goes for third. He makes it, he rounds as if he's going to go back. The second baseman flies it over to third base. Murillo doesn't beat the ball, but the tag is not applied. Murillo is scampering like a lizard over on third. He gets to, he puts his hand on the base before the tag is applied. He's safe. Webb takes first on a hard hit ball right down the middle of the field. And that will bring up Miles Mater now with the runner just 90 feet away. Great athletic stop from Sawyer Farr, the second baseman, who was able to keep the ball down. That ball hits Mater in his first pitch, and he'll go down to first base, and quickly the bases are loaded for Cesar Chavez. Chavez, who hit into a double play. And that will bring out the pitching coach for the Foresters. Trent Roach, who started off this inning with 2 strikeouts. The first swinging, the second looking. Diego Murillo with that huge double to keep the inning going, and then Cutter Gage Webb with that hard hit single up the center of the field. Roach will stay on the mound looking to figure this one out as he faces the number 3 batter, Cesar Chavez. Two outs, 3 runners on. Big swing from Chavez for strike number 1. Chavez, who's played in 13 games now. He's batting .356 on the season with 13 RBIs. 0-1. Ball is fouled off to the backstop. Count 0-2. Diego Murillo on third, Cutter Gage-Webb on second, and Miles Mader on first. The 9, 1, and 2 batters. Pitch to Chavez is swung on and sent down the first base side foul. Chavez, who's currently in the portal but previously played at Cal State LA. Hit .352 in this past season. The pitch is swung on but foul. Chavez will stay alive in this 0-2 count. Chavez looking to make something happen. Here's the pitch. Swung on and sent into center field. Will that fall? That will not. Christian Turner will come in and catch that one in the air to end the inning. The Blues, with 2 hits on the inning, they leave 3 runners on, no errors, and they score none going into the top of the 4th inning. Moose Quayler to the mound. He'll come in here in the 4th, taking over for Cooper Fulbright. He will face Brady Janusek. First pitch, a ball. Quayler, a Bulldog at Fresno State University. This will be his 5th appearance. He's pitched 11 innings with 16 strikeouts so far on the season. The count 1-1 to Janicek, the cleanup batter for the Foresters. That pitch is laced down the third base line. That'll stay fair. Dom Nahar in left will glove it and send it over to Murillo on second, but he will make it there in time. A leadoff double to Janicek to start off the 4th. The Foresters leading the Blues 2-0 after a exciting 3rd inning for the Foresters. The leadoff batter, Chris Newstrom, walks, followed by Zane Becker, both of who is hit by pitch. Both of them come in to score. Fulbright in that inning faced 6 batters after facing the minimum in the 1st and the 2nd. Runner now on second. Wylan Nelson to the plate. The pitch, a called strike 1. Moose Quayler last appeared against the Academy Barons on Thursday as he sends in the first ball. The count 1-1. Wylan Nelson, originally from Ventura, California, now plays at Santa Barbara City College. This is his 4th game played as a Forester, batting .400. That ball is up near his face. He skirts out of the way for a 2-1 count. Played in 47 games this past season at Santa Barbara City College. Recorded 65 hits, 45 RBIs, 11 doubles, 1 triple, and 7 home runs. Struck out 32 times, had an average of .353. That ball sent low. The count 3-1. Nelson playing at first today. 3-1 pitch is fouled off down the third base side. The count runs full. Runner on second. No outs in the top of the 4th inning. The Foresters up by 2. Three and two, no outs. Janicek dancing over at second. That ball is sent down the left field side. That will drop fair. Nahar bobbles it just a little bit. Janicek will come in and Nelson will record an RBI single. The 3rd run scored for the Foresters today. The 2nd time the leadoff batter of the inning scores. And that'll bring up Kurt Ippolito, the left fielder who grounded out in his first appearance at the plate. He lays down a bunt, but will fall foul. Quaylar without an out on the inning so far. 2 runners have touched the base pads in the game today. The first, Brady Janicek, coming in on a single from Nelson. That ball gets away from Mater behind the plate, and Nelson will trot over to second safely. A runner now in scoring position with 2 balls and no strikes on, 1 ball and 1 strike on the at-bat. Pitch, another bunt, but that one will fly off the bat towards the backstop. Nelson now on second. The count 1-2. Quayler looking for his first out of the inning. The pitch, low and outside. The count even. Three strikeouts so far for the Blues, all three coming from Cooper Fulbright. One in the first and two in the third. The pitch is low in the dirt. The umpire says he swung. And that'll be the first strikeout for Moose Quaylar in the game and the first out of the inning. Ippolito goes down swinging. Chris Newstrom will step to the plate. He walked in his first at-bat. Made it to second after his predecessor, Zane Becker, was hit by pitch. He stole to get to third and then made it round to to home after Mater overthrew the ball, attempting to get him out on that stolen base, but eventually made his way home. Count 1-0 to Newstrom. That ball will be high and inside for ball 2. Nelson on second after scoring Janusek on an RBI single. Count 2-0, 1 out. Swung on and sent over the first base side. And that'll be strike number 2. Newstrom's 7th game as a four-star, hitting .391. The pitch swung on and sent to the left field line. That will drop fair. Nahar will send it over to Murillo over at second, but not before Nelson comes in for the 4th run for the Foresters today. Newstrom with an RBI single. That'll bring up Zane Becker. 3 hits on the inning, 2 runs scored, and a strikeout. First pitch, called strike. Becker, who was hit by pitch in his first appearance at the plate. Quayler will toss it over to first, no tag applied. He'll throw it over again, and Newstrom will dive in safe. Pitch to Becker is high and outside. The count 1-1 with 1 out and 1 runner on. Zane Becker playing in his 10th game as a Forester this season, hitting .292. And off goes Newstrom. He'll take off for second. A little pickle here. Cutter Gage Webb has the ball, and he will apply the tag to get out Newstrom in a attempt to take second. Two outs now on the inning as Quayler sends in strike number 2 to Becker. The base pad's now cleared. The pitch swung on, and strike number 3 to end the top of the 4th inning. 3 hits, 5 batters to the plate, and the Foresters score 2 more runs. The score now 4-0. The Blues looking to make something happen in the bottom of the 4th inning when we get back. Jordan will come to the mound for the Foresters here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Will Jordan from Texas Tech University, a right-handed pitcher who will face Brendan Comerford. The Foresters now leading the Blues 4-0. Big swing from Comerford for the first strike. The Blues in the last inning had just 2 hits, but bases loaded. We're not able to capitalize on the base runners. Left the inning without scoring any runs, looking to change that here in the 4th. The Foresters scoring 2 more in the top of the 4th as Brendan Comerford sends that one to the third base line. Gloved, and the ball is sent way over the head of the first baseman. Comerford will head for second, and he will slide in safely. That'll be a single advancing on an error from the third baseman, Chris Newstrom. And quickly, the Blues have a runner in scoring position as CJ Moran comes to the plate. Moran with a single in his last at bat, but caught stealing, going for two. Comerford on second. First pitch is swung on and sent to the Foresters bullpen. The pitch swung on and sent foul over the third base side again. Count 0-2 to Moran. Moran, who was hitting leadoff for a while for the Blues before moving down just a little bit. Hitting now in the fifth spot, last night in the 7. The pitch swung on and slapped to the second baseman, who will field it and send it over to first. But not before Moran gets there. The ball not in time. The second baseman, Sawyer Farr, taking his time to field that ball. And Moran sneaks in and sends Comerford over to third base. The Blues with 2 runners on, one just 90 feet away, and Mason Ashlock, the designated hitter, to the plate. The first pitch swung on for strike number 1. Moran at first. Wyland Nelson, and that ball is slapped to the right side. Brady Janusek will grab it off the ground, but not before Comerford will take his way home. The Blues score the first run of the day. The score now 4-1. An RBI single for Mason Ashlock. Tate Blasey now to the plate. CJ Moran stands on second and Ashlock on first. Comerford led off the inning with a single and makes his way all the way around to touch home for the first time for the Blues today. First pitch inside for ball number 1. Blasey, who struck out in his first at-bat in the 3rd inning. The pitch will be called strike number 1. The count 1-1. Blasey from Colorado Mesa, Division II school in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. That pitch goes down to third base, and Moran will be safe. Moran with his 2nd stolen base on the year. Runners now on the corners. Ashlock stays at first. Aggressive base running coming from the Blues today. Swung on for strike number 2, the count even. The count 2-2 to Blasey. The ball will be tossed over to the first baseman. Ashlock will dive in safely. Blasey, the number 7 batter, Dom Nahar on deck. And off goes Ashlock for second, but the ball will be fouled off and he'll make his way back to first. The count 2-2, no outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Blues have already scored one. They've got two more runners on, one just 90 feet away from home plate, and that will be called strike number 2 to Blasey. He will sit down looking for the first out of the inning and bring up Dom Nahar, the left fielder. Dom Nahar in his 7th game. Big swing for strike number 1. Batting .222. A pioneer at Cal State East Bay. Pitch a called strike number 2. Quickly behind in the count with 1 out. Moran stands on third. Ashlock on first. The pitch is slapped down the first base line. The first baseman will glove it. No runners will go. A pop out to the first baseman for the second out in this inning. That'll bring up the bottom of the order, Diego Murillo, who had a double in the last inning to start a little bit of a rally that was not able to be capitalized on. Hopefully has something in store with 2 runners on here. The pitch fouled off to the backstop, count 0-1. Top of the order and Cutter Gage Webb on deck. In the last inning, the Blues had a bases loaded situation that was not capitalized on. Now 2 runners on the corners. And that ball is hit down the right side of the field. And that will bring in CJ Moran, an RBI single for Murillo. Mason Ashlock moves to second base. Murillo now on first. And that is the second run scored for the Blues today. And the top of the order up in Cutter Gage Webb. Cutter Gage Webb, who singled in his last at-bat in the 3rd inning. The pitch to him is in the dirt. The catcher, Zane Becker, keeps it in front. The count 1-0. The pitch slapped to the first baseman, who will field it and take it himself. That will be it for the inning. The Blues scored 2 runs on 3 hits and closed the gap to 2-4 as we go into the top of the 5th inning. Moose Quayler will stay on the mound here in the top of the 5th inning. In his last, he faced just 5 batters. On 3 hits, the Foresters scored 2 more runs to increase the score 4-0 before the Blues came back with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. The score now 4-2. 3 infielders stand near the mound. Not sure where the 4th is. And here he comes. It looks like Brady Alves will be coming into the game wearing number 14. Not sure who he's going in for. CJ Moran's still on the field. It looks like Cutter Gage Webb is out of the game. Murillo moves over to shortstop. Brady Alves to second. Comerford still at third and Moran still at first. Moose Quayler will stay on the mound. Miles Mater in the squat. And Christian Turner at the plate. He looks to bunt, pulls it back, and that'll be ball number 1. The pitch swung on and sent to the right field line, and that'll be a base hit. Turner's first hit of the game and first time on the base pads. That'll bring up the top of the order and Marcus Grease. Grease, who has walked in both his appearances at the plate and was caught stealing in both situations. The pitch is a strike after a bunt attempt falls foul. Christian Turner on first. A pretty small lead as Quayler throws it over. And Turner just steps back onto first. One strike to Grease. The pitch, another bunt. This time it's laid down. Will it fall foul? It will. Turner will head back to first base. And Grease now 0-2. Marcus Grease will be a freshman at TCU in the fall. Originally from Tustin, California. Batting in his 11th game as a Forester in the number 1 spot. The count 0-2, no outs, a runner on first. The pitch is swung on and sent to center left field. Cesar Chavez going back to the wall. It'll hit the wall, and round comes Turner, and he will go home. An RBI double for Marcus Grease on an 0-2 count. That'll bring up Sawyer Farr. He'll come to the plate with a runner on second. Christian Turner touches home for the 5th run for the Foresters in the game. Marcus Grease with his first hit, an RBI double to left center field. Sawyer Farr attempts to lay down a bunt. It'll fall foul for strike number 1. Farr, who struck out swinging in his first at bat, and an RBI single in his second. The pitch called strike 2. Sawyer Farr, a junior at Texas A&M. Batted .250 in the last season. And that'll be called strike number 3 to Sawyer Farr. Moose Squaler sits down the first out of the inning. Sawyer Farr strikes out looking. And that'll bring up Carter Rutenbar with 1 runner standing on second base. The pitch, a called strike 1. The left-handed pitcher versus a left-handed batter. Pitch is outside in the dirt. Mater will stay behind it. The count 1-1 with 1 out and 1 runner on. Quayler, who came in the 4th, has faced 3 batters so far. Carter Rutenbar being the 4th here in the 5th inning. Looks to second. He'll throw it down to home plate, and that'll be ball 2. Grease not being particularly aggressive over on second. Diego Murillo, the new shortstop, staying close. The pitch, big swing for strike number 2, the count even to Carter Rutenbar. Rutenbar, who grounded out in his first at-bat and struck out in his second. His first time facing Quayler. And there goes Grease as he sends that one back towards the press box foul. Grease will be sent back to second base. Rutenbar will stay alive in this at-bat. Fans yelling hot sauce. They want another strikeout here. The pitch is swung on for strike number 3. Moose Quayler sits down 2 in a row for the first 2 outs of the inning. Brady Janicek to the plate, the cleanup batter. He'll come to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on second. The pitch called strike 1 to Janicek. Janicek, a Bear at Baylor University, going into his sophomore year, and there goes Grease. Takes off for third. No throw from Mater at home plate. The count 1-1 to Janicek. That ball is hit to the second baseman, Brady Alves. He will field it and send it to first base. Big stretch from Moran, but he holds on to it, and that'll be it for the top of the 5th inning. Quayler faces 5 batters, sits down 2 of them. The Foresters score 1 more on 2 hits as we go into the bottom of the 5th inning on the Blues streaming network. The catcher will lead it off for the Blues here in the 5th inning. The Foresters score 1 more in the 5th and lead the Blues 5-2. Mater will foul it back for the first strike. Brady Alves enters the game for Cutter Gage Webb after a piece of his bat gets into his eyes during his last at-bat in the 4th inning. So Alves will step in place of him as he gets some help with that. The count 0-2 to Mater. The pitch high. Count 1-2. Mater, one of the many catchers Dean Trainer has in his catching rotation. And a big swing for Mater will start off the inning. A strikeout will bring up Cesar Chavez, the center fielder. Chavez, who hit into a double play in his first at-bat and flew out in his second, looking to record his first hit of the day. Going into his senior year of college, looking for a new place to call home after leaving Cal State LA. Hit .352 in his last season, played in 51 games, starting all of them. As he hits that one sky high towards left field, and that'll be caught by Ippolito out there in left for out number 2. That'll bring up the cleanup batter, Brendan Comerford. He will take the first pitch high for ball number 1. Comerford also in the portal, going into his senior year as well in the fall. That ball high. His 3rd summer with the Blues. Played in 25 games last year, 33 in his first season. Pitch a called strike, the count 2-1. 2 outs and no runners on. The Blues still trail 5-2. The pitch high and inside. 3 balls to Comerford. On deck is CJ Moran. Pitch swung on and fouled back, the count full. Comerford from Pleasanton, California. Previously went to Gonzaga, Alone College, and St. Mary's. Didn't appear as a Bulldog in the 2026 season. The pitch is swung on, and that'll be it for the 5th inning. Will Jordan faces just the minimum. Strikes out Miles Mater, a fly out from Chavez, and strikes out Comerford for the 3rd out. Blues defense when we come back in the 6th. Welcome back to the Blues streaming network. The top of the 6th inning here at Sinsheimer. The Blues trailing the Santa Barbara Foresters 5-2. Moose Quayler on the mound. This will be his 3rd inning. Came in for Cooper Fulbright, who did the first 3. And he will face Wylan Nelson, the first baseman. Quayler faced 5 batters in the last inning. Let in 1 run on 2 hits, struck out 2 batters and a ground out to finish off the inning. The first pitch inside for ball number 1. Nelson fouls that one off. The count 1-1. Nelson, a vaquero at Santa Barbara City College. Count 1-1. Looks to go, but does not. That'll be ball 2. The Blues ending out their long homestand today. Pitch swung on and sent to the 3rd base side. That'll drop into the grass. The Blues have played the last 3 games all at home after traveling to Compton to face the Academy Barons. Before that, they were at home for 2 other games, so lots of games at home this week. That ball will be dribbled right in front of the catcher, Mater, who will field it and send it to first base for out number 1. The Blues with an early out in this inning, and that'll bring up Kurt Ippolito, the left fielder who grounded out and struck out in his first 2 appearances at the plate. A little bit of a change to the infield. Brady Alves came in the last top half of the inning for Cutter Gage Webb. He went to second and moved Murillo over to shortstop. The count 1-1 to Ippolito. Pitches low for ball 2. Ippolito from Trophy Club, Texas. Previously went to Central Christian College, currently undecided going into his junior year. Big swing from him for strike number 2, the count even. Listed as an outfielder with the Foresters, he pitched and hit at Central Christian College in the 2 years he was there. Pitches inside for ball 3, the count full. In 2025, as a Tiger, he hit .402 on the season. He played in 34 games, started all of them, had 122 at-bats with 49 hits and 13 home runs. Pitch is swung on and sent down the left field line. That'll fall foul. He will stay alive. In this last season, he hit .356, 47 games played, 47 starts, 11 home runs. The pitch is swung on, and Quayler will sit down Ippolito. That'll be the 5th strikeout for Quayler so far in the game. And Chris Newstrom will step to the plate. Walked in his first at-bat against Fulbright and singled in his second against Quayler. First pitch is going to be a called strike. Newstrom going into his sophomore year at the University of Tennessee as he swings and fouls that one off for strike 2. The count 0-2. Quayler has faced just 2 batters so far. The first one with a ground out, the second a strikeout. The pitch will be high for the first ball of the at-bat. The middle infielder is back on the outfield grass. The pitch is low, the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. The Foresters lead the Blues 5-2. Quayler not wanting to let them get any more runs across. They've scored in the last 3 innings. And that'll be called strike number 3 to Chris Newstrom. Quayler faces the minimum as the Blues trail 5-2 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up for the Blues, CJ Moran, Mason Ashlock, and Tate Blasey looking to make something happen when we come back. Luke Cornelison to the mound for the Santa Barbara Foresters, a sophomore from the University of Arkansas, listed as an infielder on the Foresters roster, but there he is, the right-handed pitcher on the mound. Pitched as a Razorback in this past season. Appeared in just 4 games. Pitched 6 innings. And recorded 6 strikeouts. He will face CJ Moran for his first batter of the game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The first pitch, a strike. Moran will swing on that for strike number 2. Moose Queller faces the minimum in the top of the 6th inning. Let's no more runs in for the Foresters after they scored in the last 3 consecutive innings. That ball will be low for a 1-2 count. Moran, who has singled in both of his appearances at the plate today. The pitch is swung on and sent up on the third base side foul. On deck is Mason Ashlock, behind him Tate Blasey. Moran looking to start off this inning strong for the Blues, needing to score 3 runs to tie it. And he swings for the first strikeout of the inning and for Luke Corneliuson. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Mason Ashlock. Ashlock, who struck out and singled so far in the game. He scored Brendan Comerford in his second at-bat in the 4th. The first run of the game for the Blues, as he sends out one straight to second base, and Sawyer Farr will toss it over to Wyland Nelson for out number 2. The Foresters have faced the minimum 3 times today already, in the 1st, the 2nd, and the 5th inning. Tate Blasey to the plate now. First pitch, a called strike. Blasey was struck out in both his appearances, once swinging and once looking. He looks to go, does not, and it'll be ball 1. Blasey playing out in right field today. Yesterday, it was Mason Ashlock who is the designated hitter for the Blues today, and that ball is way outside for ball 2. Pitch is low, and that'll be 3 balls to Blasey on 1 strike. The pitch is swung on and sent to the press box, foul. The count now full with 2 outs. And that'll be it for Blasey. Corneliuson will strike him out to end the 6th inning, facing just the minimum once again today. The Foresters still lead 5-2. On the mound for the Blues, Mikey Rodriguez comes in for Moose Queller here in the top of the 7th inning. Rodriguez, who has appeared in 2 games so far for the Blues, his last appearance on June 16th, the first game in that Sonoma Stompers series at home on Tuesday. Pitched 2 innings, struck out 4 batters, and he will take over here on this beautiful Father's Day Sunday at Sinsheimer Park. The Blues trailing 5-2. He will face the number 8 batter, Zane Becker, in his first appearance on the mound today. The first pitch high for ball number 1. Rodriguez from Youngstown State. That ball is swung and sent over the first base side foul. Originally from Sharon, Pennsylvania. Sits 6'1", 200 pounds. The right-handed senior. The count is 1-1. The pitch to Becker is swung on and sent down the third base line. That'll fall foul before it even gets past the base. The count 1-2, no outs. He'll make his way back to first base. His teammate Christian Turner handing him his bat. Zane Becker, who was hit by pitch in his first at bat and struck out in his second. The pitch is swung on. Big swing sends him almost doubling over, but that'll be a strikeout for Mikey Rodriguez. And the first out of the 7th inning. The Blues faced just the minimum in the 6th, sitting down the 5, 6, and 7 batter. Christian Turner, hitting last today, will come to the plate. Strikeout in the 3rd and a single in the 5th. First pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Christian Turner of the University of Arkansas will take a big hack for strike 1. Teammates with the new pitcher for the Foresters, Luke Corneliuson. Swung on for strike number 2. The count 1-2 to Turner. 7th game as a Forester. Here's the pitch. That'll be high for ball 2. The count now even with 1 out. No runners on base for Rodriguez. The pitch. Big swing, and that'll be it for Turner. The second batter sat down by Rodriguez here in the 7th inning. He will face the top of the lineup in Marcus Grease, who has walked in both his first 2 appearances at the plate and doubled in his 3rd. The pitch to the leadoff batter is outside for ball 1. Ball in the dirt. Michael Rodriguez's first appearance with the Blues came against the San Francisco Seagulls on the 5-game away trip that the Blues went on a couple of weeks ago. He pitched 2 innings, recorded 4 strikeouts, 1 run scored, and 1 hit against him. The Blues won 12-5 in that game. That ball hit right to Brady Alves at second base, who will catch it in the air to end the inning. The second time the Blues face just the minimum as they go into the bottom of the 7th, looking to do something about that gap. And we will stretch it out here at Sinsheimer. Dom Nahar will lead it off for the Blues here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Big swing, and he sends that one right up to the press box for strike number 1. The Blues face just the minimum in the top of the 7th inning. The new pitcher, Mikey Rodriguez, sits down Zane Becker and Christian Turner, and a line drive to second base caught by Brady Alves finishes out the 7th. The Foresters scoring no more runs, haven't scored since the 5th. The Blues have put just 2 across, both runs coming from the 4th inning. And that'll be it for Nahar. Strikes out swinging to start off the 7th inning, and that'll bring up the number 9 hole, Diego Murillo. The Foresters have also faced just the minimum in the past 2 innings. Diego Murillo to the plate. On deck, Brady Alves, who came in for Cutter Gage Webb. It'll be his first time to the plate today. First pitch, a called strike. Murillo, who doubled in his first at-bat and singled in his 4th, an RBI single that brought in CJ Moran for the 2nd run of the day. He'll take the next pitch upstairs for ball 1. Always a competitive game against the Santa Barbara Foresters. If you're a local, you're aware of the friendly competition between UCSB and Cal Poly. It's pretty similar here in the CCL. Pitch a called strike. The count 2-2. The first time the Blues have faced the Foresters so far in this season. They'll face them again next Thursday as they travel to Santa Barbara. Pitch is outside. The count full to Murillo. Murillo, who has got on with a hit in both his at-bats so far today. Looking to make it happen for a third time. Here's the pitch. Swung on and sent foul. He will stay alive. Brady Alves on deck. Fans looking for another base runner for the Blues. The pitch to Murillo is swung on, and that one will drop right in front of the right fielder, and that'll be another base hit for Murillo today. That'll bring up the top of the order in Brady Alves. Alves, who last appeared in the game against the Philippines baseball group on Friday. He started off in the 2-hole before Cutter Gage Webb pinch hit for him in the 6th. In his 3 at-bats, he recorded a strikeout, a flyout, and hit by pitch. This time he comes in for Cutter Gage Webb. Murillo takes off for second. Alves fouls it off. Murillo will head back to first base. Bottom of the 7th inning. The Blues needing to score 3 to tie, 4 to take the lead for the first time today. Throw over to first. Murillo will dive in safely. The Blues wanting to finish out this homestand on a win on this Father's Day. The pitch will be the called strike 2. The count 0-2 to Alves. 1 out on the inning, a base runner on first. Miles Mader, the catcher, on deck. Throw over will get past the first baseman. Murillo will go for second. He'll stop there, not looking to take another base. That'll be an error on the pitcher, Luke Cornelison, and that'll prompt his catcher to go and talk with him. Murillo will take second on a pickoff attempt that got away from Wyland Nelson at first base. The count 0-2 to Alves. A runner now in scoring position. The pitch is in the dirt for the first ball of the at-bat. Alves, who has played in 9 games now. The pitch is swung on, and that will sit down Alves for the second out of the inning. Miles Mader will step to the plate, hoping to do something about that runner over on second. The Blues running out of innings here to catch up to the Foresters after the devastating 10-6 loss against the Orange County Riptide yesterday to end that 13-game winning streak. A win here to end off the homestand is much desired by the Blues dugout. The pitch to Mater is high and inside, ball one. Count 1-0. Swung on and sent foul over the first base side. Mater's 12th game with the Blues, batting .419. Has been known to come through in clutch situations. That pitch will fall in for strike two. Murillo stands over on second. All four infielders playing back. Not a lot going on with Murillo on second. The pitch is swung on, and that'll be it for the 7th inning. Luke Corneliuson lets one hit from Diego Murillo and sits down the other 3 batters. The Blues still trail by 3 runs going into the top of the 8th inning. Steps to the mound here in the top of the 8th inning. He'll face Sawyer Farr, Carter Rutenbar, and Brady Janicek. First pitch is fouled off the first base side for strike number 1. Legrone pitched at home for the first time against the Sonoma Stompers on Wednesday of last week. Faced 7 batters over 2 innings, and it looks like he'll hit Sawyer Farr, a leadoff runner for the Foresters. The Blues have faced just the minimum in the last 2 innings.
Now it's number 8, Carter Rutenbar.
Carter Rutenbar will step to the plate. As I was saying, Legron's last appearance at Sinsheimer, he pitched 2 innings with 6 at-bats, 2 strikeouts, no hits, and no runs scored. His debut was against Walnut Creek Crawdads on the road in that 5-game away stand. Sawyer Farr stands on first. The first pitch to Carter Rutenbar, low and outside for ball 1. Toss over to first base. There goes Farr. He'll take off for a second as a throw down to Murillo is not in time. That'll be the second stolen base for Sawyer Farr today. Rutenbar ahead of the count 2-0. And as he sends that one in the infield, Murillo will catch it right behind second base for the first out of the inning. Rutenbar has yet to record a hit in the game.
Now for Santa Barbara, number 9.
As Brady Janusek steps to the plate. A ground out, a double, and another ground out for Janusek so far today. The pitch inside for ball 1. The Blues will be back home on Tuesday after a little break tomorrow. They'll take on the Alameda Merchants in a 2-game series before heading down to Santa Barbara on Thursday. Count 1-1. The pitch is high and outside. Mater holds on to it. Sawyer Farr does not look to go for third. Trey Legron on the mound. There, Farr goes for third, but not before Janusek is hit in the front leg. The second base runner hit by pitch to get on. That'll bring out the pitching coach, Brian Trainer, to the mound, looking to calm down his pitcher.
Sponsors are B&B Collision Repair, Ashley Advanced Engineering, Arrowhead LLC.
The Foresters leading just by 3 runs. They haven't scored since the 5th inning.
All sponsors of Blues baseball.
Wylan Nelson, the first baseman, will step to the plate. Brady Janusek on first and Sawyer Farr on second. 1 out on the inning. CJ Moran at first will stay off the base. First pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Murillo stays near Farr over on second. LeGrone will step off the bag. One out on the inning here in the top of the 8th. The pitch is outside for ball number 2. Both runners on base on after being hit by pitch. LeGrone's second appearance at Sinsheimer, third in the Blues uniform. That pitch a called strike. The first of the at-bat, the count 2-1. The wind is moving here at Sinsheimer as it so infamously does. LeGrone looking at second. He'll send the pitch home. And that'll be strike 2 to Wylan Nelson. Nelson, who grounded out in the first, an RBI single in his second at-bat, and a ground out in his third. Fans yelling for hot sauce. LeGrone looking on second. He'll step off the bag. Sawyer Farr doing a great job of getting the pitcher's attention. Pitch goes home and called strike 3 to Wylan Nelson. The second out of the inning with 2 runners on, a huge out for LeGrone.
31-23. If you have that on your program.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Kurt Ippolito. Ippolito, who has yet to reach base today. A ground out and 2 strikeouts make up his at-bats so far today. He'll come to the plate with 2 runners on and 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. The Foresters within slam range, in need of putting a few runners across home plate if they hope to keep this lead. First pitch, a ball. LeGrone steps off the bag, aiming for second. And there goes both runners. Mater will send it down to second in hopes of getting him out. Brady Janicek will collide with Murillo, and that ball will fall into center field. Sawyer Farr will send himself home, and Janicek to third. Mater with a throw down to Murillo over on second, hoping to get Brady Janicek out as Sawyer Farr took third safely. That ball getting away from Murillo as the base runner and him collide. Sawyer Farr will have a stolen base to third and advance home on an error. Now on third stands Brady Janicek. The count to Kurt Ippolito. 3 balls and no strikes with a runner 90 feet away from home. The pitch is inside, and that'll be ball 4 to Ippolito, who will take first and reach base for the first time today.
Coming to the plate now for Santa Barbara, Chris Newstrom.
Chris Newstrom will step to the plate. Dean Trainer this time stepping out of the bullpen. His brother, Brian Trainer, the pitching coach. Dean Trainer, the head coach. As they look to the bullpen, and that'll be it for LaGrone. We will let you know who is coming in when we get back. Chance Jasso on the mound for the Blues. He will take over for Trey LaGrone, who started off the 8th inning. Got the first 2 outs of the inning, facing 5 batters. Runners on the corners. Brady Janicek stands at third, Kurt Ippolito at first. Sawyer Farr came in to score the 6th run for the Foresters so far. Mater will send that one down to third base, hoping to get Janicek out. The throw will not be in time. No balls and a strike to Chris Newstrom. Chance Jasso's 7th appearance. Pitched 6 2/3 innings as Newstrom sends out one sky high, but it looks like it'll stay in bounds, and Brendan Comerford will grab that one for out number 3. The Blues are trailing 6-2. They let in just 1 run in that 6-batter inning. The Blues looking to get some of those back in the 8th. 1,604 fans on this Father's Day Sunday here at Sinsheimer. Cesar Chavez leads it off for the Blues in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Foresters put one more across in the top half of the inning. The score 6-2. The first pitch to Chavez is swung on and sent to the right side. Janisek will field it in the air, and that'll be it for Chavez. One pitch, one swing, one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brendan Comerford to the plate. First pitch to Comerford. Low and outside for ball one. Comerford, who has struck out twice and singled once so far today. Big swing from him for strike one. Strike number two, swinging for Comerford, looking frustrated down there at the plate. After a 13-game winning streak, the last thing the Blues want to do is lose twice in a row, especially at home. And that'll be strike number three to Comerford. He'll go down looking and bring up CJ Moran. 2 outs already here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Batting now for the Blues, number 28, CJ Moran.
CJ Moran singled in his first 2 at-bats, struck out in his third. The pitch outside for ball one. Moran a Torero at USD. Big swing from Moran for strike one. In this last season at USD, played in 51 games, started all 51. 209 at-bats with 69 hits, 14 doubles, 3 triples, and 6 home runs. As he slices that one to the first baseman, who will toss it to Luke Cornelison, the pitcher, who steps on first. And that'll be it for the 8th. The Foresters face just the minimum, the Blues needing to defend here in the top of the 9th inning if they want to hold out any chance of coming back. We'll go into the top of the 9th. Zane Becker leads it off for the Foresters in the top of the 9th inning. The score is 6-2, the Blues trailing. On the mound is Chance Jasso. He came in for Trey Legrone, recording the last out of the 8th inning. First pitch, a ball to Becker. Becker, who got on by a hit by pitch in his first at bat and struck out in his following two, as Jasso steps off the mound. The pitch is swung on and sent to Murillo at shortstop. He'll field it and throw it over to Moran for out number 1 in the 9th inning. The Blues needing to score 4 more runs to tie it up. 5 to score. Christian Turner, the number 9 batter, up for the Foresters. The pitch, a called strike 1. The right-handed pitcher to the left-handed batter. The pitch, called strike 2 to Turner. And that'll be it. Janso will sit down Turner for the second out of the top of the 9th inning. That'll bring up the top of the order in Marcus Grease.
Sitting in now for the Foresters.
Marcus Grease, who walked in his first 2 at-bats, a double in his third, and popped out to second in his fourth. He'll come up with 2 outs and no runners on in the 9th inning. Called strike 1. Chance Jasso serves in strike number 2 to Grease, hoping to finish it out for the Blues here and give him an opportunity to come back in the bottom of the 9th inning. First ball is high. The pitch is going to be called a ball. The count even with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Fans yelling hot sauce, looking to finish the game out on a strikeout. The 2-2 is swung on and sent foul to the Little League field over the first base side.
Thanks to Big Friend Tire for sponsoring our 3 foul balls today.
Grease will fight here in the 2-2 count. The pitch is fouled back to the backstop. The count is 2-2 to the leadoff batter for the Santa Barbara Foresters. They lead the Blues 6-2. 6 hits for the Foresters, 7 for the Blues. The pitch Looks like it fouls off the bat of Grease. And he'll stay alive. Count 2-2. Sawyer Farr on deck. Pitch from Jasso is swung on and sent to Murillo at shortstop. He'll field it and send it to Moran, and that'll be it for the top of the 7th inning. The Blues go into the bottom, trailing by 4 runs. Within slam range to keep the game going, and a 5th will end it.
Up from Santa Barbara to cheer on.
Lucian Weschberg will come in for the Foresters on the mound. Here in the 9th inning, the right-handed pitcher from Pepperdine University. He will face Mason Ashlock, looking to close it out for the Foresters. They lead 6-2 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The first pitch to Ashlock is swung on for strike 1. Ashlock with a strikeout, an RBI single, and a ground out on the day so far, hitting in that 6th spot. Pitch to the designated hitter, a called strike 2. Oh and 2 to Ashlock. And that'll be in the dirt. Zane Becker will keep it in front. The pitch is low and outside. The count even, 2-2. Two pitch is fouled off by Ashlock. He'll stay alive. Two and 2 is fouled off by Ashlock. Fighting off this final at bat here in the 9th. Looking to start something for his team. Pitch is slapped off the barrel into right field. That'll be fielded by Janisek for out number 1. Kosei Suzuki will step into the number 7 spot for Tate Blasey. Blasey with 3 strikeouts on the day. Suzuki hoping to make something happen here in the 9th with 1 out. First pitch to Suzuki is fouled off over the first base side.
That's overheaded by the taco truck. The Brand Tire sponsors our 3 foul balls today.
Kosei Suzuki swings on for the second strike. Suzuki's 9th game played, hitting .237, has a home run, which he hit against the Walnut Creek Crawdads just last week. The pitch, does he go? No, he does not. That'll be ball 1 to Suzuki. Suzuki last appeared on Thursday against the Academy Barons. No hits on 4 at-bats with 1 strikeout as he fouls that one off. Suzuki from LaSalle out in Pennsylvania. Originally from Japan, played baseball in high school in Australia, as that ball is in the dirt for ball 2. Suzuki hits that one to center field, and that'll be caught by Christian Turner for out number 2. 2 flyouts to start off the 9th inning. Diego Gonzalez will come in for Dom Nahar. Nahar, who struck out, popped out, and struck out again in his 3 at-bats. Diego Gonzalez at the plate. He'll swing for the first strike of this at-bat. The pitch to Gonzalez. He'll hit that one right up the middle. That'll get away from the shortstop and send it into right center field, and he'll get to second base. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication from the shortstop and second baseman. The shortstop coming across on his strong side, but hit off the tip of his glove, which pushed it into center field. Diego Murillo will stay in the game in that 9 spot. He has gone on in every at-bat, a double and 2 singles. A runner in scoring position here in the 9th, 2 outs. And he slaps that one to the shortstop, who grabs it and sends it to first. And that'll be it for the game. The Santa Barbara Foresters taking the San Luis Obispo Blues 6-2 at Sinsheimer. Lucian Weschberg finishes it out for the Foresters. The Blues lose 2 in a row, both at home. What a game. The Foresters scoring the first run of the game. They scored in the 3rd inning and have a dynamic little central part of the game. They score in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 2 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th. The Blues combat that with their only 2 runs being scored in that 4th inning. Not able to come back from that the Foresters score again in the 8th, and that seemed to be all the momentum they needed to finish out the game. The game started off pretty slow. Both teams facing just the minimum in the first and second inning until it got away from the Blues a little bit in the third. We saw Cooper Fulbright, Moose Quayler, Trey Legrone, and Chance Jasso all come to the mound for the Blues today. A little bit of a switch up to the batting lineup midway through the game. Brady Alves comes in for Cutter Gage Webb after he faces a little bit of an injury in his at bat in the 4th. The Blues, with a break tomorrow, there'll be no game, but they'll be right back here at Sinchheimer on Tuesday and Wednesday, a 2-game series against the Alameda Merchants before they head down to Santa Barbara this time to take on the Foresters at their home. You can check all that out on the SLO Blues streaming network. We'll have that going. In case you missed any of these games, you can look at the Blues website. There will be a little play-by-play recap thanks to our journalist, Julianne. But for now, this will be it for Blues baseball for the weekend. We hope you've enjoyed tuning in with us these past 5 days. And